Get you through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hayesy on Nova.
Jodes, let's talk about a good friend of the show.
Yes, and we should declare our hand here. We're quite biased because we love Kane Corns. You worked with him for a very long time. He's a big supporter of you. He's a big supporter of us and our show. We have a really good relationship with him. But he has done something that has broken some pretty new ground.
Yeah, it is. The Roos are playing tonight, Thursday Night Footy. We love it. And in terms of the Kangaroos and interview requests and things like that, Kane won't be involved as part of Channel 7's coverage because the Roos don't want him. This is what Todd Viney, the GM of football, had to say about this situation.
But we believe some of the commentary from Kane, and particularly late earlier this week with a couple of our players in Jai Simpkin and Harry Sheasel, overstepped the line, inappropriate, targeted, vindictive, bullying behaviour.
There you go. So
That's strong language, by the way, bullying behaviour.
Extremely strong language. So, and look, if the extended version from Todd Viney, which I need to say, is he's saying, look, there's a whole series of different incidents.
Okay.
So these are the latest thing, and it's Harry Sheasel and Jai Simpkin. So Harry Sheasel...
Call him by his right name, Cheasel, thank you.
That is not a nickname. We were talking about that in the break. That is not one of his nicknames.
Well, I want to start it.
Well, good luck with that. What? First it's Peter Dutton to Dutto, and now what? Harry Sheasel to the Cheasel.
Yes.
Okay, you're going all right. He was saying that basically the Cheasel was stat padding and not as effective with his disposals as you should. And in terms of Jai Simpkin was probably one of the guys who was really roughing up Jason Horne-Francis.
Yep.
And Cade said something along the lines of he should worry about getting himself into the North Melbourne's midfield because he's a skipper and he's won, it's something like 6 or 7 games in the last 20 or 30 matches or something ridiculous like that.
Okay. So can I ask you, where do you sit on the whole situation and Kane's words and North Melbourne's reaction to them?
I thought it was an extremely strong reaction. And I said to you off air, I'll say it here, he's been harsher.
Yeah.
He said harsher things about other people.
Yes.
So I find it interesting because this is new ground.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm wrong here. 13 24 10 or 0400 919 919. When has someone who's part of a commentary team been banned from entering the club's facilities or having a chat with particular people? He's not allowed to have a chat with the coach, Alistair Clarkson. It's very strange. I was extremely surprised.
Yeah.
Because here's the other thing. So Kane has put himself into a spot now, which is extremely admirable. He's allowed to do what he does because he really, really, really knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
First and foremost. That's the big thing. When you make outrageous calls, you can get away with it and they mean a lot more when you absolutely know what you're talking about.
I love listening to him in commentary. I think he's actually a foot above everyone else. I think he's so very good at it.
Yeah.
And he's made a niche little market for himself with this kind of shock jock in the AFL.
Yeah.
So good on him for doing that because no one else is doing it.
You could probably call it hypercritical analysis.
Okay.
And if we do have this sort of desperation to it will never get there because the money's just ridiculous, but we're so obsessed with American sports and things like that. There's 5 to 10 Kanes that cover the NBA and the NFL. We're talking Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, some of these guys who are just absolutely ruthless. So the bigger a sport gets, the more there is a platform for someone with hypercritical analysis. And when Kane makes so much sense so much of the time, there's always going to be a platform.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it will be interesting to see how things unfold tonight. What I do know is that you die on the hill for Kane Corns. You would die there.
And what we do know is that you're not going to see Alistair Clarkson speaking to Kane Corns on Channel 7 tonight.
Correct.
Let's go to Japan, please. This is an outrageous headline.
Oh, man. What about this? Model noticed weird smell in hotel room and was shocked. Shocked, I repeat, by what she found under her bed. And she did what every model does in this situation and took to Instagram.
That's right on, she did.
Yeah.
Got to document it. Content!
Thai model Natalie Tatsiki noticed the smell, initially I can't say that word.
Attributing.
Not often you correct.
I know. What's going on? She's around. Feels good.
Attributing it to her hair or the bed sheets.
Hang on, what? So you go, something stinks. It's probably my hair.
I've never done that. Have you?
What's been happening with her hair?
Oh, God. She said, I came back to my room at 7:30. I took off my clothes and lay on the bed. And then she thought, I'm going to investigate the source of this odour. So she looked under her bed and saw, wait for it, a pair of eyes staring back at her.
Oh, that's
man.
That's the worst result possible.
She said, I saw a man under my bed. I started to scream and jump to my feet. The man climbed out from under the bed and stared at me for 3 seconds. In those 3 seconds, I thought my life was over. How horrifying. But this is the best part of the story. The man then screamed and fled the room.
See, that's also the best result. So if you feel like someone is about to attack you, but they scream and then run off, you're like, oh, great, we're both startled.
Yes, exactly. So hotel staff contacted the police, who found a power bank and a USB cable under the bed. What was he doing under there? Despite the hotel's keycard security system, it remains unclear how the man accessed her room. The hotel issued a full refund.
Obviously.
As they should.
Oh, do you know what? We'll give you a hotel discount next time.
Yeah, next time you stay here. I won't be back ever, but declined her request for additional compensation, $1,600 for emotional distress, citing policy limitations.
Right, as in, so what they said was, we'll give you a big cash if you don't document it on Instagram.
On Instagram. Unfortunately for that hotel, that is exactly what this model on this occasion has done.
It's like, sweetie, I'm an influencer.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And what I say matters.
Yeah.
And people rely on me to entertain them in their lives.
That is, I couldn't have said it better myself. You've been hanging out with some influencers?
No, I've been hanging out with influencers. I'm still picturing the bloke like, ah! And him fleeing as well.
They're just two unemployed Aussie boys with over 2 million followers.
Oh, hitchhiker. We should pick him up.
Thanks for the lift, fellas.
What's in the box, mate?
Oh, I just got my tambourines. I have my knife.
Oh, what's that for, mate?
It's just for my cake.
They've been making us laugh at our phones for years. Now they're back on our screens with their brand new show, The List.
It's more like a reverse bucket list of things you probably don't want to do before you die.
Please welcome to Nova 919, the Inspired Unemployed Jack Steele and Matt Ford.
Oh, it's Jack and Falcon. G'day, boys.
Yay. How's that intro?
What the hell? Hollywood production.
Wow.
The reviews are going to be good on that one.
We only go the extra mile for the people we really care about. And I say this with all due respect, and it's above board. You two really get our juices flowing. So that's where we're at the moment.
Yeah. That's a compliment I've never got before, but I'll take it.
That imagine waking up and starting your day with that intro.
Yeah.
Someone's going, you're getting my juices flowing, boys. I'm ready.
I'm ready for anything.
Hey, boys, straight into it. Congratulations on your success. We were just having a bit of chat off air, and I think you guys are somehow getting better. I feel like the danger is when you start at such a high level with some of your videos, you're like, oh, geez, how do they keep this stuff up? But you guys are getting funnier. How the hell are you doing it?
Maybe very gradually. I don't know. I feel like I'm flatlining if not going down, but...
we I honestly reckon because we freak out so much that we're not getting better, so we try so much harder. We have so much pressure on like making the next one good.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of not the best way to live your life.
Yeah. One of my favourite skits is where you all wake up hungover and you're reflecting on what you did the night before. Does it get loose like that, or are you actually gradually growing up?
What could go wrong? What could go wrong when you got your own beer company as well?
Yeah.
That definitely still happens. I think like that can happen from years ago. I can still think of things I did in high school and cringe off my head when I'm in the shower about them. Like,
honestly, that's the thing. When you're in the shower and it's something that happened when you were on school excursion 15 years ago, and you go, and you try and just block it out, and then you just suppress it.
If you hear one of the boys yelling from the shower, you know it's like something they did.
Yeah.
Like, from the weekend or like 2 years ago or whatever.
Boys, The List premieres on Network 10 and Paramount Plus. Tell us about it.
It's a reverse bucket list of things around the world. This has been our dream to have a travel show. Like it's from the first day when we started doing these videos. Like, imagine if we could have a travel show. Never thought it'd happen. And then we finally got the opportunity with Warner Brothers to do something, and we kind of had a bucket list. Me and Jack have always had a bucket list of things we want to do. I'm like, oh, we'd love to do this, and they're like, no, that will suck. Like, no one wants to watch you go have fun. We're pretty much gonna make you go have the worst time of your life and film it, and hopefully people will get a kick out of that.
Yeah, and every situation we go into is because we get to a country, say we get to Japan, and then someone like a local will deliver us a list. So it's an item of things that we've got to do in the country that's in Japanese. So then you got to find someone to translate it, and then they start reading out what you got to do. And we genuinely don't know what these things are. And when we rock up to the activities or whatever it is, we are blindfolded in the bus, and we just have to sit there and wait. So when we walk out, it's like the first time we see it, which is
a lot of anxiety.
Very scary and a lot of anxiety.
You guys are just suckers for punishment for the sake of our entertainment. We thank you so much. Oh, boys, we appreciate your time. Look, if you're not following the Inspired Unemployed on some sort of social media platform, then you're an idiot. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You obviously don't like humour. The list premieres on Network 10 and Paramount Plus. Guys, thank you so much for the time, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
You're welcome for the intro.
That was good.
Warning, the following segment is for mature audiences only and may contain adult content, graphic language and nudity. Not that you'll see it. If easily offended, well, you're about to find out just how easily.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jody and Hayes's Naughty at 6:40.
Naughty.
Oh, Joes, I'll say this much. If you're going to have an online affair, do it properly, okay? Do it properly. And make sure at some stage it turns physical and you know exactly who you're dating.
Good advice, Uncle Andrew. What's happened?
Thank you very much. Let me take you through a couple from Northern Ireland. Their name is Sarah Dalglish and her husband Clive.
Yep.
She's 61, he's 67.
Yep.
They were married for 16 years. Sarah noticed some unusual charges on their shared credit card, leading to Clive to admit he'd been sending money to a woman he'd met online.
Oh.
Long story short, he sent her approximately $2,700 in Apple gift cards. He thought that she was a famous porn star.
Whoa.
It turned out it was just a random person scamming Clive.
Oh, Clive.
Good work, Clive.
Clive, you absolute dumbo.
Yes. Clive recognised the scam after watching a TV segment on similar frauds. The emotional betrayal led to the couple's separation, with Clive moving out and taking responsibility for the incurred debt. Oh, well done, Clive.
Well done.
Really good guy.
Yeah.
It's bad enough to have an affair.
Yeah.
But don't have an affair with a Nigerian prince who you thought was Brad Pitt. Come on.
Yeah.
Just be better, ladies and gentlemen.
And I just feel like in this day and age, there is no way known you can get away with anything online affair-related because you will get caught.
100%.
Because it's all traceable, isn't it?
There's a trail.
Yeah.
There's a trail.
Yeah, and also you could never get away with an affair.
Oh,
Do you know why? I'll tell you why. Because your wife, Cara, gives you an allowance every week. So she knows every cent that's spent in the Hayes household. So if you start spending money to a Nigerian prince, she got to know about it.
Do you know how bad I am at keeping things in? So sometimes Cara will be like, you've done something, haven't you? What have you done? I'm like, nothing. Everything's fine. I am living a very wholesome life. She's like, you haven't fed the cat, have you?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I haven't. I'm sorry. I'll do it now. I'll do it now.
You'd be
let alone having an affair.
Useless in this space. Hey, Andrew, there's $790 on the credit card. Have you been having bacon and egg rolls again every single morning for breakfast?
Yes, I've been sending the funds to Essex.
Got a real murderous psychopath theme this morning, and I'm all about it. So we're going to talk about Mushroom Lady a little bit later, the woman that allegedly poisoned all her dinner guests with a beef Wellington.
It happens. It happens.
Accidentally sometimes.
When dinner parties go wrong.
Yeah, I accidentally poisoned my family with slow-cooked chicken once, but it wasn't intentional. I wasn't trying to knock them off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. We didn't accidentally kill 3 people, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't. Anyway, someone who has killed a lot of people in this series is a guy called Joe Goldberg in You. Now, I jumped off You. I think I watched the first 1.5 series, but you, producer Molly, have said, don't worry about that. Jump into series 5, the final series. You're going to love it. And oh my gosh, you've got us addicted.
It's so good. You just want to watch episode after episode after episode.
Please do not spoil it. I'm up to episode 7. I think there's 10. You're up to what? Episode 3.
I'm up to episode 3, just finished 2, and I'm just going to say it. The wrong twin?
What about that, though? You've got a fun fact about the twins in this show.
Yeah, so Anna Camp plays both twins.
Really?
It's like Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap. And the first episode, I was like, that's the same girl. And then I was like, no, it's twins.
Yeah.
And then I Googled it and was blown away. And then my partner was like, couldn't you tell it was the same person?
They're very similar.
I didn't tell. Different hairstyles, that'll get you. Different earrings, different clothing styles.
It's shot so well.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's very clever.
But please don't spoil it because I've got 3 to go. And you've said the last episode is edge of your seat stuff.
I think it's a good ending for 5 seasons. And I think it makes you reflect on why we're so obsessed with this sort of killer culture. Like why, especially as women, do we love watching these shows? It's very interesting.
Well, I think because he's so very charming, isn't he? Like he encounters these women, they go, oh my God, he's a dream man.
Yeah.
Not really though.
Do you know what a big red flag for me though is in terms of men? When you go down to the basement and they've got a cage in there. It's just you're like something's off here. There's a human cage in his basement. I'm just not sure.
And I love that he's like, it's just to keep my books cool.
It's for the books. Well, how come once you get in you can't get out? It's for the books.
It's Jody and Hayes's Daily Debate.
Oh, yeah. Big day coming up on Saturday. All politics and all that sort of stuff.
All that sort of thing. It is election day. Don't forget to vote. You'll get fined $20. There has been a lot of childish banter between the leaders of the parties.
Yeah.
Dutto beat Albo. And we are here for it. We love a good schoolyard scrap where it's like, oh, he hit me first, that sort of vibe.
Spot on.
And we thought we want a slice of that pie. So let's do our own little daily debates. We did one yesterday. It was what condiment do you like on your democracy sausage? Barbecue sauce v tomato sauce. So we are ticking off all the big issues, no question about that.
And by the way, in case you're wondering, you're just tuning in for the first time, I was tomato sauce, you were barbecue sauce, tomato sauce for the victory.
Okay, all right.
Comprehensive.
So let's go to our official adjudicator, producer Molly. What have you got for us today, please?
Today we're discussing, would a cat or a dog make a better Prime Minister?
That's the question. That's it. That's the questions. That's the sort of stuff Australia wants to know.
I mean, of course, there's the cost of living crisis, there's immigration policies, there's the Medicare debate, there's all of that. We are here to debate today whether a cat or a dog would make a better Prime Minister.
All right, I've got the Nova hat.
Oh, geez,
Okay.
I think we both want dog, don't we?
We both want dog. Okay, got my selection. Got your selection.
Here we go.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Cat.
Dog!
No, wait, cat. Yay! All right, I'm going to represent cat. You went first yesterday. Would you like me to go first this time?
I will allow you the privilege of going first and then I will rebut you.
Oh, my God. Right. Okay. I've got about 3 minutes of this Lola Young messy song to come up with why cats should be a Prime Minister. This is really going to scrape every inch of my brain power.
Okay.
All right. My 1 minute debate for cats as a Prime Minister coming up for you next.
It's Jody and Hayes's Daily Debate.
Yeah, we're asking the appropriate questions leading into Saturday's election.
Saturday's election, there have been a lot of big issues that have touched the hearts of all Australians. Today we thought, hey, you know what? If they can debate, if those politicians, if the leaders of our country can debate, so can we.
Here. Well said, Jodes.
Thank you so much. So we have come up with the big question this morning. Who would make the better Prime Minister, a cat or a dog?
It's the age-old argument around the dinner table, isn't it?
Exactly. So we randomly selected our topics. I got dog, you got cat. You have a minute on the clock to argue why cats would make the best Prime Minister.
I'm a little bit nervous, a little bit confident, but let's see how this goes. Ready to go?
Yeah.
Meow.
It's good to be a cat. Cool for cats.
In 1979, Squeeze sang Cool for Cats. And I think that's something that's lived in our hearts for decades. Sure, cats are the most obnoxious, arrogant creatures ever put together, but don't you want a leader with extreme confidence? Or do you want a leader that will greet you by sniffing your anus? One time, Geelong great Gary Hocking changed his name to Whiskers. That's got to be worth something. I had a dog once when I was 9. His name was Ian, and Ian used to eat his own poo, then pass it on and eat it again. Is that a stable diet for someone fit to run a country? Spot on. I don't think it is. In closing, Ian, stop eating your shit. And as the age-old saying goes, don't be a dog, bro. Instead, be a cool cat.
Interesting.
And that is my statement.
Okay. I'm not sure what to take away from that.
Well, how could you know where it was going when I didn't even know where it was going?
It's so true.
And I'll say this once more. Whiskers Hocking back in the day. That's got to be worth something.
Yeah, so
it's
true.
got to be worth something.
It's Jody and Hayes's Daily Debate.
Oh, health health stuff and all those sorts of debates. Not for us.
No,
Not for us.
well, certainly not for you.
I can't even rattle off some of the topics.
No,
That's
I know.
how uninterested I am in the actual election.
Very quickly, what is the biggest issue gripping the nation at the moment as we head into the election on Saturday?
Oh, I would say the price of eggs. I don't know. There's a lot of confusion about the price of eggs and who would win between a gorilla and 100 men. I think that's what's doing the rounds at the minute.
What you're trying to say is the cost of living crisis. You weren't incorrect.
Yes, well worded.
Okay, let's rip into it. We are dissecting the big issues this week as we head into the election. There's been a lot of childish arguments between our leaders, and we thought, let's have ourselves a piece of that because we're here for it. Yesterday, tomato sauce v barbecue sauce. Today, who would make the better Prime Minister, a cat or a dog? You've had your minute. You argued for cats. Let me rebut you, please.
Can I just say as well, though, it's a tough space to argue for cats.
Yeah.
Very, very arrogant.
Oh.
Extremely arrogant.
No joke.
There's a chance that if a cat was nominated as Prime Minister, it would then go, oh, well, guess what? Maybe I don't want it. And then strut out and get his tail right up so you can see right up into him. Why do they do that? They really show it off, don't they?
I don't know.
They check it out. Look how perky it is.
Okay, can I debate now?
Sorry about that. Okay, please get involved as well. 13 24 10.
Yes.
Which way is it going to go? Are you in favour of cats or dogs as the Prime Minister? Here we go, Jodes. 3, 2, 1. Tell us why a dog should be a Prime Minister.
The winner is Sydney, Australia.
Sydney Oddie, the toy cavoodle for Prime Minister. The chant has gone up around the nation. Dogs more popular than a packet of Tim Tams at Clive Palmer's house. Personalities larger than the circumference of Barnaby Joyce's Akubra. And just like Pauline Hanson, accepting of all colours and breeds. Imagine a doggo running the country, loyal as hell, eager to please, brilliant at building alliances. Watch them win over Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, all with a simple little lick of the cheek. Sure, a puppy will shat on the national carpet every now and then, but hey, as if Bob Catter hasn't become incontinent in Parliament before. Get to the best dogs on the planet in Canberra. Let me run you through our new federal cabinet. Minister for crime solving, Scooby-Doo. Minister for schmackos, Pluto. Minister for being a wanker, Tony Abbott. You need not advocate for your cat Houston for PM because he's sly, would starve the country of affection and is arrogant as hell. Plus, you are the first to be berated by your wife for calling Houston a dickhead. Dogs sniffing each other's butts since the dawn of time, which is why they will make the most brilliant politicians.
Well played. I like how in my argument I used dogs sniffing each other's bums as a bad thing.
Yes.
You've used it as a good thing.
I've elevated it.
It's hard to work out which is which.
Okay, 13 24 10. Cast your vote. Who would make the better Prime Minister, a cat or a dog? Please base it on the arguments, and I think mine's just a little bit superior because it involves Scooby-Doo.
13 24 10. First vote is coming through. Let's go to Jane in Mawson Lakes. All right, Jane, kick it off. Who are we voting for?
Cats, definitely. I don't care what anyone thinks. They do their own thing. They get the claws out if they don't like you.
Yeah.
If you walk past, they'll give you a little nip.
That is true. That is true. They're very good at just showing you exactly how they're feeling in the moment, and you've got to appreciate that.
I'm trying to picture a Donald Trump style cat running the country, as in like it would have to have like a big sort of ginger comb over.
Yeah, it's like Garfield. All right. So it is 1-0 to Cats. Thank you very much, Jane. Keep the votes coming through. Let's go. 13 24 10. What do you want to do? First to 3, first to 5. What do you want to do?
Let's go first to 5.
Ooh, okay.
Because I'm 1-0 down.
13 24 10. Give us a vote. Who would make a better Prime Minister? Is it a cat or is it a dog?
You can also vote via our socials as well, at Jodie and Hayesy. At the moment, 60% for cats.
Oh!
What is going on here? This is outrageous. I cannot lose the unlosable debate. Everyone loves dogs. Everybody loves dogs. What the hell?
It's Jodie and Hayes's Daily Debate.
Do you know what we're doing? We're finally asking the questions that matter to people.
Yeah.
It's about time, Jodes.
Yeah.
Here.
100%. The daily debates. This is our chance to get involved in the really immature arguments surrounding the election.
Yes.
So yesterday, tomato sauce v barbecue sauce, you were the victor. Today is who would make a better Prime Minister, a cat or a dog?
Yeah. So we just compiled all the votes that have come through via the text line on 0400 919 919. So you finally got yourself a vote.
Ah,
Congratulations.
yay.
The vote was quite comprehensive, to be honest. So it is now 1-1.
Okay.
And so now it's going to come down to the people. Let's go to Jessie in the city. Good morning, Jessie.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Okay.
Jesse. Who are you voting for Prime
Definitely
Minister?
Team Dog.
Well done, Jesse.
Okay.
Well done, Jesse. Okay, that counts. Let's go to Vicky in Semaphore. Who are you going for, Vicky?
Oh, definitely cats. Cats have slaves and dogs have masters. And
That's true.
survivors.
Yeah, spot on, spot on.
So what does that leave it?
That brings us, oh my gosh, that brings us 2-2.
Oh.
So
I can't lose the unlosable debate. People either really love cats or absolutely despise their arrogance.
I thought this was going to be an absolute landslide.
Oh, so did I.
So let's go. Socials too, by the way, has completely shifted in favour of dogs. We'll keep that secret. The next vote, though, decides who wins. Who would be a better Prime Minister? It's the age-old question that everyone debates around the dinner table. Would it be a cat or would it be a dog? Karina from Mount Pleasant, good morning.
No.
Good morning.
No pressure here, Karina, but you've got the deciding vote.
Before you say it, Karina, I'm just going to give you a drum roll and then you can go straight into it. You ready?
Yeah.
Who have you got, Karina?
Dogs.
Who let the dogs out?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, so good, Karina. Tell us why.
Let's be honest, cats are arrogant, and we've got enough arrogance in our politics already.
Okay, yeah, that's very fair.
So
That's very
true.
fair.
Karina, thank you so much. That's just seeing me home.
Oh, good on you. Look at, what about the relief on your face? Oh, my
Because, I
gosh.
imagine if I lost a debate about cats and dogs, for goodness sake. It does show you one thing, cat people, passionate people.
That is very, very true. Let's continue the great debate tomorrow, shall we?
Yeah.
We'll come out with something outrageous, which should be discussed in politics.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know. I need to know.
I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know. What you need to know with Jody and Hayesy.
This true crime story is absolutely unbelievable, and it has gripped the nation, and it has gripped one J. Oddie. I have gone well and truly down the rabbit hole.
See, I'm not sort of into these sort of things usually, but even I'm like, what the hell?
I know.
This is crazy.
This is the story of Heather Wilkinson. So over in Victoria, she's accused of killing her former in-laws after she invited them over for dinner and poisoned them with her beef Wellington, allegedly. Okay, so producer Molly, you're not across this story, so I'm about to give you the details. It's going to blow your little mind. All right, so she invited her ex-husband and all his relatives, and the ex-husband said, no, thank you, I don't feel comfortable coming to your house, because there was an argument that she had on several occasions tried to knock him off. So he said, I'm not coming. But the in-laws did, and she lured them there under the pretense that she was going to tell them that she had cancer. She didn't have cancer at all. So that was the premise for the lunch. She then proceeded to serve them on large, different coloured plates to her. So if I was trying to knock people off, I'd be like, I'll make sure I've got different coloured plates so I know which one's the poisonous ones and which one isn't.
Shotgun the red plate. No, I don't want that blue plate.
Yeah.
It's specifically for you. I think you'll love it.
So 3 of the 4 people then went to hospital and died afterwards. Yeah.
3 people.
Yes. And so then the police are like, whoa, something rotten in the cotton here, or something mushroomy in the beef Wellington.
Yeah.
And so they launched this investigation. They found out that she'd purchased a dehydrator, a sunbeam dehydrator, and then dumped it at the nearby tip.
Why would you dump it in the tip, producer Molly?
Why would you
Why
do
would
that,
you?
producer Molly?
Why do you feel like you'd need to do that?
And then they said, hey, Heather, where'd you get those mushrooms from? And
Hey,
she's-
Wilco,
Yeah.
those mushrooms, where'd they come from?
Yeah, and she was like, oh, some Asian grocery, I just can't recall the name of it. So they went, and the police went and checked all the Asian groceries, and they're like, no mushrooms here.
Yeah,
And
all the grocers were like, yeah, we don't sell death mushrooms
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Sorry.
And so then they discovered that online on a website called iNaturalist, someone had posted about these death cap mushrooms, and then they checked her mobile phone. Guess what?
Oh, no.
She was in 2 of the regions, because they used the location thing, where the death cap mushrooms had been sold.
Oh, jeez, mind blown.
The case for the prosecution is unbelievable. So there we go. I told you it was a good
It's good, isn't
story.
it? Like she's going to get done, isn't she?
Has to.
Did she buy the mushrooms or pick them?
No, she purchased them, I think, off this website called, I don't know, I could be wrong on that. I'd make a terrible lawyer, by the way.
I tell you what, you can't get away with anything these days.
No.
Because everything's traceable.
Yeah.
Like everything's traceable. And every single part of everywhere is CCTV'd. Do you know what I mean?
Is that a word?
CCTV.
And you work in a newsroom, my friend.
Yeah, but I work in sport. We don't do much CCTV vision.
That's so true. Anyway, so watch this space, because the other incriminating factor is she had 2 mobile phones and she'd gotten rid of a SIM out of one and then completely did the factory settings on another one. These are not the actions of a woman who didn't poison all her ex-in-laws.
What about when she's in court and she's like, no, what's this phone? So I was like, oh, no, it's not. I was just making international drug deals. I wasn't using it to buy mushrooms. It's fine. It was a different thing.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
And I'm just going to leave you with this. One of the women that she poisoned on the way to hospital because the ex-husband picked her up because she wasn't feeling well. They all had diarrhea and vomiting and all that sort of stuff.
That happens when you poison.
And she goes, is Erin short of crockery? I've been really thinking about that after the lunch. Ever since lunch, I've been going, why did we have different crockery? Well, there you go.
I'll do it once again. Everyone's mine. That's a good one, isn't it?
Moral of, who's serving beef Wellington anyway?
Oh, no, 100%.
And who likes mushrooms?
Oh, gosh, there's a problem. Maybe you deserve it.
And who buys a dehydrator?
And it dumps it in the tip.
Let's get ready to rumble. Ladies and gentlemen,
Battle of the Bangers.
The rules are simple. Jodie and Hayesy are about to hear 6 songs from the same year. They can select their song as it plays, but if they let it go, that song is gone. Now let's get into the bangers that are ready to battle. Back to you, Jodie and Hayesy.
Oh, and it's a tight space at the moment. It is 6-5 in favour of myself, Jones.
Yes.
How are you feeling about this?
I feel pretty good, although I have been known to go a little bit too early on occasion when selecting the songs, which is normally your domain. But anyway, here we are.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing. Do you want to go to the generator and just work out what year we're going for?
Oh, thank you for directing us in somewhere completely different. All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
2005.
Ooh, 2005.
It's a good year. It's a good year.
Is it good? I'm not even sure Producer Molly was born, were you?
I was.
Were you?
Just.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was 11.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
Oh, it's British school.
Yeah.
All right, first song ready to go?
Yep.
I think you should choose the first song, Jodes.
I think you should.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
What's it going to be? It's a good tune.
I'm just going to say this, Veronica's not for me.
Not for you?
No.
Okay, sorry about that, girls.
Yeah.
It's a good song, but it's not for me either. Second song.
I can't figure it out why I'm so
Bit of Ursha.
I like it. Until you have a real dirty back, you know?
Not for you? Okay, next one.
Listen to your heart when he's calling for you. Listen to your heart.
Oh, it's good.
There's nothing else you can do. No. I don't want
Okay, not for me either. Not for me either.
Jodie. Oh, yeah.
on holiday.
Damn you, Waddy. Good tune. So Jodie is locked in with Green Day, Holiday.
Yes, please.
Okay. I've got 2 more songs left.
Okay.
Oh, gosh, here we go.
It's so good not be less you.
Who's this again?
Backstreet Boys.
Oh, Backstreet Boys Incomplete. It's a good song.
It's going to come down to the last song, isn't it?
Oh, man, I've got to take a punt here, don't I? I'm going to go to the last song. So I'm locked in for the last song no matter what.
You have to. You've got no choice now.
Oh, please be good. Something good. Traditionally, it's something bad.
Oh, my God. I hate you. I hate you.
She wants to stay a while and she will be loved.
It's one of my favourite songs of all time.
It's a good song, isn't it?
Oh, man.
She Will Be Loved by Maroon 5. The only good Maroon 5 song that exists.
Okay. What about that, though? For that little year, just a Dirty Bird convention. Maroon 5 and Usher teaming up.
Future Dirty Birds too, by the way.
Yeah,
Who
not
knew what was
then.
in store?
Ah!
This was before social media. All right, so I think you got a good selection
I
there,
still love
Jodes.
Green Day.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got Green Day, Holiday versus Maroon 5, She Will Be Loved. Okay, get voting at Jodie and Hayesy. Winning song announced tomorrow. It is 6-5 in my favour. Are you confident, Jodie Oddie?
Semi-confident. I think there's a lot of Green Day fans out there.
Is there?
Yeah. They headlined a festival in America over the weekend, and then Charlie XCX wore a sash that said should have been the headline act. No, mate.
Oh,
it's Green Day.
Sit down, Charlie XCX.
Sit down, Charlie XCX.
It's Green Day. Grow up, sweetie pie. You can't say that.
Here's the Adelaide Crows' newest recruit, freshly traded from the Demons.
This is where I fell in love with the sport of AFL, so to be sitting here now a Crow, I'm so grateful.
To Adelaide, he's a premiership player and a state walking champ.
Alex Neal-Bullen.
Yes, Jodes.
If you were to compete at the next Olympics, it would be in what?
It would have to be state speed walking.
I think we all saw that coming.
But to us, he's just a local lad from Glenelg.
Born from 47. Goal umpire has not even moved.
Please welcome Adelaide Crows Vice Captain Alex Neal-Bullen.
Ah, yes. Speedy on the football field and speedy on the path when he's walking. Alex Neal-Bullen, good morning.
Good morning, team. How good's that? That's evolved, the intro.
No,
hasn't it?
Every week it just
grows.
gets better and better.
Yeah, bigger and better.
Yeah.
But we only do that stuff for the people we really care about.
No, I appreciate it. Honestly, driving in here, every time I cannot wait to hear what you guys have added to the intro. And I feel good.
You feel good?
Yeah, I feel good.
Feeling nice and healthy?
Yeah, it's been good. Great start to the year. We've had 7 games now. It's flown by.
Yeah.
A few ups and downs, but really excited for where the group's at and where we can continue to move forward.
You didn't nearly just house the body here,
Oh,
did you?
I'm so cautious
They
now.
hate that.
I'm
Players
so
hate
cautious.
that.
So we had Dan Houston. Was it Houston? I reckon,
yeah.
So we were just sort of having an off-air chat, and I said, what's the worst question just random was asked you? And he goes, they always start the conversation with, how's your body going? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I do that every single time. How's the body? Oh.
Hey, I want to talk about this weekend. You're heading to Ballarat. I had some thoughts on Ballarat just as a venue, and I will ask you about that. But this is what I had to say.
I'll just see if you can confirm this, Alex Neal-Bullen.
It's like one of those situations in the workplace when you look at someone who's so inept and so bad at their job, and you kind of go, oh my God, have they got DPs of the boss? You know what I mean? Like, have they got some sort of incriminating photos of the boss's nether region? Which makes me think, has the town of Ballarat got dick pics of the AFL? Do they?
Is it the town of Ballarat, specifically the AFL as a whole, or Andrew Dillon specifically?
I don't want to single anyone out.
Does Mars Stadium, let's put it out there, 13-24-10, does Mars Stadium have dick pics of Andrew Dillon? Is that what's happening? Because the question is, how on earth does Ballarat still get hosting rights for AFL games? It sucks.
Yeah, I've actually never been down there before, but
that's lucky.
Blessed.
Yeah.
The Crow boys in previous years say they make the trip up, and it is a long way, but I guess they're growing the game.
Yeah.
Country Vic.
Yeah.
I do hear it gets very windy though, so that could play a part.
As a spectator, it's hard to watch because like half the ground's covered in shade and the other half is in light. And so like you're trying to follow the ball. So I just had to pose the question, why Ballarat?
Yeah, I don't know. It might be your theory. I've got no idea. I don't have access to people's photos, but in saying that, we are there later in the year, so I'll let you know.
Can you report back next week on how you found the Ballarat experience? What do they call it? The Rat, don't they?
Do they call it the Rat?
Yeah,
That makes so much sense.
Doesn't it?
For so many different reasons. Alex Neal-Bullen from the Adelaide Crows, the vice captain. The age-old question has been doing the rounds the last couple of days, and that is, of course, who would win a fight between 100 men and one gorilla. I like this little montage from some of your teammates that was on the Adelaide Football Club's social media last night.
I think a gorilla would just claw him up, would it not? Bit of teeth in his claws and smash him up. Gorilla.
It's definitely the 100 men. One gorilla. I'll take a gorilla by myself.
100 men. I'm backing us in.
Depends who. If it's 100 Dan Curtis's, the gorilla wins. If it's 100 Riley O'Brien's, I reckon the 100 Riley O'Brien's get up.
100 men, surely. 100 people. That's a lot of people.
The phase adapt draft of these 100 guys that he picks.
Ashley? No, 100 men.
Gorilla. Definitely a gorilla. They're bigger and they're crazy. Can't see 100 men.
Do you know what I really like from that? Riley O'Brien backing himself in as the one solo human to beat the gorilla. I'd probably back him in as well.
I hate everything about this discussion. It's so stupid. I said yesterday, like us women are trying to run households, run careers. Is this the sort of crap that goes around in your heads?
Yeah, after we get through the footy chat, it's all about how can you make a big impact in the world. I reckon, Riley O'Brien, you can beat one gorilla, and then it just evolves from there.
Yeah.
I think Rob would actually start with some academic knowledge, and it would put the gorilla off. He'd have no idea what he's hearing,
The
what's
gorilla
these
stands
words.
down.
Yeah.
But my question would be, how would you pose it? The first 10 people are probably going to get knocked off. who's putting their hand up for a sacrificial role like that? That's
spot on. That's
the
exactly
bigger question.
It's exactly what I said. Yeah. What are the rules? Is it individual fights, like one person at a time, or can we attack him at all angles, like 30 people at once? Because we're back in the humans.
Can I just unsubscribe from this conversation?
No, you're in this now.
I don't want
you
to
are
be
in this.
You gave me this sheet. I've got this sheet in my hand. It says, Joe just asked this question.
Be any part of this ridiculousness. And I warned you. I told you not to ask him. And here we are.
And I told you several times I was definitely going to ask him.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, mates, Blues. It's an interesting time to play the Blues. It feels like they've finally somewhat found their mojo.
Yeah, it's in the start of each season, there's always teams that start poorly or don't win a few games, and the narrative can quickly become that they're no good. They're a side that can't play finals footy or footy at all. So for us, we got a great understanding of they're a great side, and they come over here, having played here already this year and got a good win to get their season back on track. And it's just a great challenge for our group who are understanding the week by week. You got to rock up, play with intensity, and it's another opportunity to get back home.
Can I ask one quick question?
Sure.
Because I know we're running late, but I need
Is
your
it about
permission.
the gorillas in the middle?
No. We spent far too much time on that. Jason Horne-Francis losing his mind a little bit. What were your thoughts from the sideline watching that?
I love passion in the game, so I love seeing that he's just being himself, and more importantly, what I loved about that was the two leaders around him, Connor Rosie and Zach Butters.
Yep.
Just showed great leadership. But you need people in your team like Horne-Francis who show emotion and passion like that, because it can inspire teammates around you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Mate, thank you so much for your time. Good luck against the Blues this weekend.
Thanks, guys. So good to see you.
If one of your teammates ever loses it, I just want you to go up, put your hand on his shoulder and whisper in his ear, 1 man, 100 men or 1 gorilla. Just think about that for a moment.
I told you, Joe, you were so obsessed with this topic. See you guys.